Hi, so today I'm doing a figure review again on Mcfarlane Toys Dr. Fate. So here he is, in box, for those of you who collect in box. You have your typical DC Multiverse box right there, with the figure clearly inside. Here's the side of the box, Dr. Fate from Fate, not Faith, Fate, from the Injustice 2 video game, which I personally love. Oops. I should use two hands. So here's an image of the figure itself with the amazing symbol of, I think that's a symbol of life, Egyptian symbol of life. I'll have to look it up between the box and the opening the figure. So that's cool. You get to see other figures of the Wave, Batman, Shriek, Nightwing, Green Lantern, and Bizarro. So collect them all. Side, Dr. Fate, DC Multiverse. You can see my ring light reflecting on the packaging. Because that's all I really have. Budget setup. Dr. Fate. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool effect, I think. Top of the packaging, not much. Bottom of the packaging, there you go. And yeah, that's really all you can say about the box. It's a very typical Mcfarlane box. And I really like the figure already. You can kind of see it already, and I like the figure, but we'll talk more about it when we open it. So let's get right to it. I can't do that transition because I always have to change my setup, so I can't do that. Transition. And here we have Dr. Fate out of its packaging. For the most part, it looks great. There are a few things that I don't really like about it, but for the most part, it looks great. Taking a quick look at the details, Mcfarlane did not skip out on the details of Dr. Fate. His helmet is very shiny. You can see a little bit of a trim in the eyes, and you have the white eyes over there. Shape of the helmet is great. You have this cream-colored cape right there. One thing I forgot to mention in my review, while I was editing, I noticed this. About the cape is that shining a light through the back of the cape, you'll notice that some of the cape is thicker than the other, so this part is thicker. It's all rubber, but the sides seem to be thicker than the center. What you get is a sort of like, the edges are thicker. So you might, it's not just straight up rubber cape. You also get that going, which is, this is thicker. I don't know how important that is, but it's not just a straight up rubber cape. So yeah, you can see it's a little bit thicker here. Then it gets thin, and then thick again here, and you can really feel it. So yeah, this is just something fun about the cape. Coming around here, you have all the Ankh symbols. Hope I'm saying that right. And the pauldrons. And you even have you even have shoulder pads over by the, elbow pads by the elbows. And these look very much like leather. This part looks like leather. And this whole torso piece is one rubber piece. This whole torso is one rubber piece. You have this triangle pattern going on here, and this Ankh symbol over here. Egyptian symbol. I think of life, right? And then you have the scarab for his belt. Wonderful details again. And again, the fabric look of it. This is all rubber. This is all rubber, but it looks like fabric, and it looks great. Visually stunning. On both arms, both hands, you have the Eye of Ra. Sorry about that. There you go. You have the Eye of Ra going on. Wonderful detail. Again, it's going through the figure. This figure has no shortage of detail. Going down to the legs. Even the feet. Even the back of the leg armor. It's a mirror image of each other, but look at all that detail. It looks like it tells a story. It looks like hieroglyphics. It tells the story of fate. great. And the feet have their own details. So again, no shortage of details, and every bit of it looks great. So like I said, this whole torso piece is a bit of a rubber material, and you can bring it up, and this is a little bit of a spoiler for the articulation, I guess. You bring it all the way up, and it does come up away from the piece, but you'll see underneath is still detailed with the same sort of pattern that it continues on from here, basically. So it's not painted at all, but it's there. It's also a rubber piece inside. So again, it looks great, although I'm getting it to stand, and let me bring the camera down a little bit just so you can see. There you go. I'm getting it to stand straight. Well, trying to get it to stand straight anyway, but it looks like one leg might be longer than the other. You can see it stands sort of in an incline. So that's kind of weird, although it doesn't bother me too much. But it's there. So yeah, overall the details are great. No shortage of detail. There are two issues that I have, one of which is that the ball joint is super prominent. You can clearly see it right there. I wonder if they could have done like the ball joint here, where the blue part is. Maybe they could have hidden it there, or have the ball joints come over the joint. My second issue is, and you'll see this with articulation, the neck kind of hunches forward a bit too much. You see, it's not a straight neck, which I don't appreciate so much. It looks like he's always looking down, especially if you have the body straight. And it's an issue with the articulation here. Going through the articulation, it doesn't go above that. It doesn't look up further than that. That's as far as it goes. And it doesn't look down further than that. So up and down, there's not really much movement. Left and right, yes, but it goes up on an incline. Otherwise, standard ball joint. For the arms, this is a rubber piece, and it's attached down here, over at the upper arm. So if you can get it over the cape, it does go all the way up. It clears out of the way, so it's not going to hinder your articulation, which is great. The biceps do have a swivel. There you go. And again, this can get out of the way of anything. So that works very well. Double jointed elbow right there. Very well double jointed elbow, actually. The hands, standard Mcfarlane hands. Yes, it's an eyesore, but it'll do whatever you want it to do. I do wish we had... These are the only hands it comes with. I do wish we had more magic-looking hands. It's stagnant to this. We don't have like anything that looks like he's doing any spells. So that's kind of a shame. I wish we had that. His torso can go all the way around. It can go down really far. In fact, it goes... And again, there's sculpt under this piece, so it doesn't really break it, even if it goes over this whole rubber piece. This is all rubber, by the way. All of this skirt armor and torso piece, it's all rubber. So it can go up all the way. It can come up. And all you have to do is tuck it in once in a while if it goes too far up. The skirt, you have it moving forward. If you move it too forward, you can see it sort of stretches past where it's supposed to. You can see the white, I think, where it's supposed to be glued down to this skirt piece. It goes back that much, not so far. Out again, you're stretching it, don't like it, so it doesn't go out too much. I can't get over the details. There's so much details. Look at how textured it looks. It's amazing. Double jointed knees over there. So pretty well articulated. In the arms, in the joints. In the extremities. In the limbs, Down, up. Does your things. Does that thing. So again, pretty well articulated in the limbs. Not so much in the head. The head is it's very much limited. So I don't appreciate that as much. So like I said, these are the only hands it comes with. It doesn't come with much else other than your DC Multiverse flight stand, which works pretty well. If you know it, you know it. I like it, personally. And your collector card. And even then, look at the pose. It's not a very dynamic pose. Although Dr. Fate's not as dynamic as other characters, it's not a bad pose. In case you wanted to see that. Alright, so let's do some comparisons. So I think I'll start with the standard comparison that I usually do. He stands above 7 inches. Clear is very, very much clear 7 inch. To the top of the fin, almost 7.5, I want to say. 7 1/4, if you don't count the top of the fin. Although, it's part of the helmet, part of the character. With your typical 7-inch figure. Mcfarlane Green Lantern. So that's not too bad. They do look like they come from the same universe. They stand in the same universe. Standard Marvel Legends, 6-inch scale. Your Golden Bros. There you go. I don't have any other Injustice figure. I didn't get the Injustice Flash. I'm thinking of getting the white version, but we'll see. But so the only other comparison here I have to make is the Wonder Woman with the Helmet of Fate. And you can see here that the Helmet of Fate on both of these versions are very different. Coming to take a closer look. Bringing the camera up. The Wonder Woman Helmet of Fate is a lot more detailed. You have the much more classic shape going, the bell shape at the bottom, but the Wonder Woman helmet has a lot more details going for it. You can see that it's very clean and very shiny. You can see my ring light clearly coming through. And of course, you have Wonder Woman's hair. Wonder Woman seems to be a lot more gold. Dr. Fate seems to be a bit more muted, but within this color scheme of within his own color scheme, so that's fine. And head swap is technically possible. Before we head swap, you can kind of see how bent forward the neck is. You have the torso straight. It looks like it's bending forward. But so you have it here. It's technically, this one fits very well. I mean, in terms of the ball joint, it fits very well. You can see it goes down slightly. And that one doesn't look too bad. This one, with the Dr. Fate one, the whole of the head, because you have an inner head, it's a bit too small for the neck. But if you really wanted to use this helmet, that's sort of what it looks like. And it looks pretty good. All you'd have to do is shave off a little bit of that plastic, probably. I don't know if you'd want to keep the hair, but you'd have to shave off a little bit of the head plastic for it to really fit in. The ball will fit. It's just that the hole is too narrow for the neck. But otherwise, it doesn't look bad. In fact, it's a bit small, but no, actually no, it works very well. I think it works very well. It's just a matter of, again, like I said, modifying the head, plastic in the head. So not so bad. Ooh. Not so bad. But see that neck. This neck is bothering me. This neck is I think, stopping it from being a really great figure. This is not so bad. So final thoughts with this figure, I think it looks great. It's a standard Mcfarlane release. There's no real bells and whistles. If you see it in package and you like it, then pick it up. It looks good. It looks good on the shelf. If you're just gonna stand him up, it'll look great. If you want him in dynamic poses, maybe not so much. If don't expect too much with the hands or anything like that, but it does look great. And mostly from the front and from a little bit of an angle, the neck doesn't really bother me too much. And he's a good addition to your collection. I love the Dr. Fate as a character. I love the whole Egyptian theme. That's, you know. So yeah, I would give him a thumbs up. I wouldn't say 2 thumbs up. If you wanted the epitome of Dr. Fate, then maybe this isn't it. Only because the hands are a little bit too static. He could come with a little bit, maybe effect parts or just more hands, honestly, like dynamic hands. But otherwise, he looks great. If you're getting him to fill in an empty slot in your collection, like a Justice League Dark collection or something like that, then definitely pick him up. He just based on looks alone, he looks great. And he's gold. It'll stand out in your shelf. So, that's my review. That's what I think about it. And if you like my review, do let me know down below. Let me know if you didn't like it. Tell me if there's something about this figure I'm missing. If there's something about, if you like the figure, if you don't, just tell me whatever thoughts you have in the comment section below. I'll try to get to it. And yeah, do follow this channel for more reviews, hopefully coming soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Dr. Fate, magic, whoosh. Ooh. What would you guys rather have? The helmet of fate or Green Lantern power ring? Those are 2 of the most powerful artifacts in the DC universe. So let me know, if you guys want to share your thoughts down below. Just for funs.